The mainstream media has been accused of lying about Christians, and this phenomenon can be attributed to several factors. One of the primary reasons is the inherent bias that exists within the media industry. Many media outlets are owned and controlled by individuals or corporations that hold secular or liberal views, which often clash with Christian values. As a result, these outlets tend to portray Christians in a negative light, highlighting their perceived flaws and shortcomings while downplaying their positive contributions to society. Another reason for the mainstream media's dishonesty about Christians is the desire to promote a particular agenda or ideology. The media has the power to shape public opinion and influence cultural narratives, and by portraying Christians in a negative light, they can advance their own secular or liberal agendas. For example, the media may focus on stories about Christian hypocrisy or extremism, while ignoring the countless acts of kindness, charity, and compassion that Christians exhibit every day. This creates a distorted view of Christianity, perpetuating negative stereotypes and reinforcing misconceptions about the faith. The mainstream media's lies about Christians are also driven by a lack of understanding and cultural incompetence. Many journalists and media personalities are not familiar with Christian teachings, practices, and traditions, which leads to inaccurate and misleading reporting. They may misrepresent or sensationalize Christian beliefs, rituals, and events, further exacerbating the problem. Moreover, the media's obsession with controversy and scandal can lead to a focus on fringe or extremist Christian groups, which are not representative of the broader Christian community. This creates a false narrative that all Christians are intolerant, bigoted, or extreme, which is simply not true. Furthermore, the mainstream media's lies about Christians are often rooted in a deeper philosophical and ideological opposition to the faith. Christianity, with its emphasis on moral absolutes, traditional values, and spiritual authority, poses a challenge to the dominant secular and liberal ideologies that underpin many media outlets. By discrediting and marginalizing Christians, the media can undermine the influence of Christianity and promote a more secular and relativistic worldview. This is evident in the media's treatment of Christian leaders, organizations, and initiatives, which are often subject to intense scrutiny, criticism, and ridicule. The consequences of the mainstream media's lies about Christians are far-reaching and devastating. They contribute to a toxic and hostile environment, where Christians are mocked, marginalized, and persecuted. The media's dishonesty also undermines the credibility and integrity of Christian institutions, leaders, and believers, making it more difficult for them to engage in public discourse, promote their values, and serve their communities. Moreover, the media's lies about Christians can have a profound impact on the faith itself, leading to confusion, disillusionment, and apostasy among believers. In addition, the mainstream media's lies about Christians can have significant social and cultural implications. By promoting a distorted view of Christianity, the media can shape public opinion and influence policy debates, often to the detriment of Christians and their values. For example, the media's lies about Christians can be used to justify discriminatory laws, policies, and practices that target Christians in their institutions. This can lead to a form of self-persecution, where Christians are forced to compromise their beliefs, values, and practices in order to conform to the dominant secular culture. In conclusion, mainstream media's lies about Christians are a complex and multifaceted phenomenon, driven by bias, ideology, cultural incompetence, and philosophical opposition. The consequences of these lies are severe, contributing to a toxic and hostile environment, undermining the credibility and integrity of Christian institutions, leaders, and believers, and shaping public opinion and policy debates in ways that are detrimental to Christians and their values. It is essential for Christians to be aware of these lies and to engage in critical thinking, media literacy, and advocacy to counter the mainstream media's dishonesty and promote a more accurate and nuanced understanding of the faith. By doing so, Christians can reclaim the narrative, challenge the dominant secular and liberal ideologies, and promote a more just and compassionate society that values diversity, tolerance, and respect for all people, regardless of their faith or beliefs.